Got Jackie Franchuli on the line from Gators territory. Please join her and the rest of the staff covering Florida football for Rivals and setting up for the Florida spring practice coming up in just a few weeks as the Gators hit the field on March 16th. Jackie, flipping to the defense in the nickelback position. Certainly Florida's known for its defensive secondary play. The nickelback's a unique spot. What does that battle look like right now?
Yeah, so Todd Grantham and that staff are really looking for stability at that position. When he first got there, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson kind of made that position his own. He was very successful at it. He's very successful at it at New Orleans Saints right now. But they haven't had the answer for them right now. You know, they started off with Trey Dean last year. And then, you know, a little bit past halfway point of the season, Marco Wilson replaced Trey Dean because honestly, Trey Dean had a lot of stumbles during the season at that position. It didn't feel like it was a right fit for him. And Marco Wilson had to move from the outside to that star position. And even Jeremiah Moon, a defensive, a buck, he used to be kind of a versatile defender. He played a little bit at defensive end. He played a little bit at linebacker. And they even put Jeremiah Moon at star, which, you know, it's a little hard for him when you're deep in coverage for a guy like that. But so they really needed an answer at that position. So what we've been hearing is that Amari Burney, a guy that was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's backup 2 years ago, was moved to linebacker last year because they needed more depth at that position. Well, it looks like now, since they have a lot more depth at linebacker, that they're going to move Amari Burney back to star. So he should be the projected starter coming into spring. So we're going to look to see how Amari Burney handles being back to that star position. And then the number 2 guy would be redshirt freshman Chester Kimbrough. I think he's the one that I'm very interested in seeing because we haven't had a chance to see him play a lot. But at the same time, we've only heard great things about him. Whenever I asked the wide receivers, you know, Van Jefferson, Josh Hammond, Freddie Swain, those seniors that left, I asked them, like, which, you know, freshman DBs were impressing them. And obviously, a lot of people would mention Kyer Elam. We've all seen Kyer Elam do great things at corner as a freshman already last year starting. But they actually pinpointed Chester Kimbrough as a guy that really, really impressed them. So he's a guy that they really do need to hope kind of develops rather quickly because right now, I just mentioned 2 guys, you know, Amari Burney and Chester Kimbrough. The problem that Florida had at that position is they had other guys in that role, but it just didn't work out. Not only they hoped Trey Dean was going to be at start. It didn't work out last season for him. John Huggins was meant to be a big part in that role, but obviously he is no longer part of the Florida program. Avante Williams was also meant to be a guy they looked at that star position. And we know what happened on National Signing Day. So those 2 are the guys that we're looking at, you know, as far as making an impact this spring at that position. Now, moving forward, maybe there might be a little bit of shuffle in that DB room. But right now, those are 2 guys that we're looking at star. And it'll be interesting because Amari Burney is such a versatile defender. So will that be something that's permanent? I think it will be just because, again, the linebacker room, you've got veterans like Ventrell Miller and James Houston there, but you also got like talented guys that could fit in there like Mahmoud Diabate, although he played as a pass rusher this last season. He could easily fit in that linebacker role. And obviously you have Tyron Hopper, who's a redshirt freshman. He's kind of built like Amari Burney. He played DB in high school. He's a little bit leaner, so you want him to add a little bit more weight, but he's very speedy. He's kind of copies Amari Burney's game a little bit. So that's why I think that Amari Burney will shift more to star so that because Tyron Hopper is there and he kind of fits the same role. So I think that's what we're looking at in the spring and kind of the questions that we have as far as the star position.
And some of the crossover between safety and a nickelback or linebacker to a secondary player wasn't nearly as possible in college football 10 or 15 years ago when the linebackers were weighing in the 250 or 60 range. But you see just the sophistication of the passing offenses, and you need linebackers on the field in the more 220 to 225 range. And then you see that transition where players can switch positions and go between a secondary spot and a linebacker spot more easily than they would have, 10 or 15 years ago.
Right.